Kung gusto mo ng long-term investment, I really suggest na you really invest in stocks or in REIT. Kasi, kung gusto mo na wala kang gagawin, maghantay ka lang ng after 5 years tutubo pera mo, so doon ka talaga ma-invest sa stocks. But, syempre, there's always a risk and it's not an assurance. Diba? So, you must do your own research, you must... So, hi guys, good evening and welcome back to the channel. And for tonight's video, magkaroon lang tayo ng parang discussion lang or background kung ano ba talaga yung real estate investment trust. Napansin ko sa analytics ko sa YouTube and meron ako nakitang daga. So, napatay namin yung daga kanina and then ako nakitang isa ulit. So, sorry guys. So, yun, na maraming nanood sa REIT na dividend income ko. And yun, naisipan ko ito. If interested kayo mag-invest sa REIT, kailangan natin maintindihan kung ano nga ba yung real estate investment trust. So, if bago ka po dito sa channel ko, so kindly subscribe and hit the notification bell para masibaybayan mo yung mga other ko pang vlogs. At hindi mo pa napanood yung mga vlogs ko about REIT, so kindly click the description below kung magkano yung dividend income ko, saan kayo pwede mag-invest, and kung paano natin gamitin yung 8 key rules sa pag-apply sa investment. So, sa video na to, meron tayong 6 topic na uukulin or i-discuss. So, unang-una is what is REIT. Pangalawa is trust versus corporation. Pangatlo is what are the requirements to become a REIT. And then yung number 4, what properties do REITs own. And then yung panglima is how do you profit from investing sa REITs. And then yung panghuli or pang-anim is how can you invest in REIT. Hindi ko na patagalin pa. Okay, let's start with number 1. So what is REIT? So a real investment trust or Act of 2009 defined as is a stock corporation established in accordance with the Corporation Code of the Philippines and the rules and regulations promulgated by the Securities Exchange Commission, principally for the purpose of owning income-generating real estate assets. For purpose of clarity, a REIT, although designated as a trust, does not the same technical meaning as a trust under existing law and regulation, but is used herein for the sole purpose of adopting the internationally accepted description of the company in accordance with global best practices. So in short, yung point dito is income generating through real estates. Mostly, kumikita yung REIT is through rental. So, basahin nyo tong Republic Act 9856 Section 3 para mas maintindihan nyo. And then, number 2 naman, as I mentioned kanina, is i-define natin kung ano yung pagkaiba ng trust versus corporations. Hindi nyo confuse ang kagalingan nyo. City REIT is a 100% corporation. Pero, the word trust is only there purely for the compliance of what the law calls internationally accepted description. Kasi, as you all know guys, nag-start lang tong REIT investment dito sa Philippines last year lang. So, ang pinaka-pioneer talaga na REIT investment sa Philippines is si Ayala. That's why REIT. Ayala Real Estate Investment Trust. According to the Civil Code of the Philippines Republic Act number 386, so trust means a person who established a trust is called the trustor. One in whom confidence is reposed as a regard property for the benefit of another person is known as the trustee. And the person for whose benefit the trustee has been created is referred to as the beneficiary. So we have the trustee, the trustor, and the beneficiary. Okay? Trust are either expressed or implied. Expressed trusts are created by the intention of the trust of the parties. Implied trusts come into being the operation of the law. So, kumbaga, expressed or implied. Express means ikaw mismo. So, not by the law. So, ang implied is by the law. So, yan lang yung difference ng dalawa. So, ang the Corporation Code of the Philippines naman, o Batas Pabansa, bilang 68, so General Provision, Definition, Classification, Corporation defined. Our corporation is an artificial created operation of law having right of succession, the powers, attributes, and the properties expressly authorized. Okay, to shortcut. Para maintindihan nyo anong corporation, you just isipin nyo lang si SM, si Robinson, yan, yung mga malaking corporation, they are operated by the law and kumbaga meron silang right na may successor and they have shareholders. So hindi siya pagmamay-ari ng isang tao lang. For example, although ang founder natin si Henry C, but sa company yan, sa corporation na yan, meron lang tatawag na board of directors and meron siyang chairman of the board. Yon. So, if accounting background ka or nag-aral ka ng law or sa math economics, maintindihan mo to kung ano tong corporation. But at least, napanood mo tong video na to, at least maintindihan mo para naman malaman mo yung structure kung paano ba tumakbo yung corporation or REIT. Okay? So, classes of corporation. Corporations form or organized under this code may be stock or non-stock corporations. So, stock corporations, ito yung mga publicly traded. Sa mga publicly traded, just like SM, Robinson, na-mention ko na, Ayala Corporation, Jollibee Corporation, they are the stock corporation. Meaning, they offer publicly yung shares nila para for expansion. Para mag-invest yung mga investor, then yung pera na ginamit ng ininvest ng investor, yung gagamitin nila for expansion. And then, in return, meron yung interest or in form of dividend, magkaka-income yung mga investors. So, ganun lang yung cycle. And then, yung number 3 naman, what are the requirements to become a REIT? Diba? Mayroon tinatawag na officially public offering, which is yung tinatawag na IPO. So, minimum paid up capital for REIT is 300 million. Balbawal, diba? Ang laki, diba? At least 1/3 or at least 2, whichever is higher of the board of directors shall be independent directors. Ano ibig sabihin nito? At least 2 of the board of directors of the REIT is walang kinalaman doon sa REIT. Well, hindi sila relatives, hindi sila employed. They are independent. Independent party, independent person, yan na nagiging BOD sa REIT Corporation or sa Real Estate Investment Trust. Okay? And then, must be listed within the Philippine Stock Exchange or 1/3 or 33.33% of standing capital stock must be publicly owned with a minimum of 1,000 public shareholders each owning 50 shares. So, publicly owned with a minimum of 1,000 public shareholders each owning 50 shares. So, meaning, if ako mag-invest ako sa REIT, I'm considered as public shareholders. I'm one of the 1,000 public shareholders. Nagigets nyo na, guys? Okay? And then, yung another is money earned by the sponsor or promoter from the sale of REIT shares or raised through the sale of income-generating real estate property to the REIT must be reinvested in the Philippines within 1 year from the date receipt of the money. For example, ikaw nag-invest sa REIT. Meaning, ang pera nga na-invest mo doon sa REIT, pagbili mo ng shares, dapat si REIT, gamitin mo na niya yung pera pag expansion niya or pag reinvest niya within the Philippines muna. Kasi ang REIT naman, pwede naman sila sige, malaking corporation tayo. Pwede sila mag-reinvest. For example, Jollibee. Although Jollibee is not a REIT, but one of the example is they keep on expanding their businesses or their stores outside the country. Diba? So, pag ikaw, bago ka palang ka-offer, meaning, for example, si Ayala Real Estate Investment Trust. So, yung nag-invest doon, yung pera na na-invest doon, kailangan muna na i-reinvest yun ni REIT within the Philippines. Hindi mo na within outside. Hindi pwede sa labas ng bansa. Okay? 1 year from the date receipt of the money. Total annual compensation of all directors and principal officers must not exceed 10% of the net income before regular corporate income tax. So, the annual compensation of all the BODs, so ang principal offers must not exceed 10%. So, yung net income before regular compensation tax nila is 100,000. So, 10% of that is 10,000. So, dapat hindi mag-exceed sa 10,000 yung sahod ng directors. Meaning, annual compensation. Okay? So, meaning, hindi lang naman 100,000, diba? So, nag-compute lang ko 100,000 kasi yun yung mabilis i-compute. 100,000, 10%, 10,000. So, example lang yon. So, dapat, ang sweldo sa mga BOD or sa directors is hindi siya maglagpas sa 10% sa net income before regular corporate income tax. Before regular corporate income tax. Fees paid by the REIT to the fund manager and property manager must not exceed 1% of the net asset value of the asset under respective management. Okay, not exceed 1%. Okay. What properties do REITs own? Before sila magpa-enlist to become a real estate investment trust, kailangan nila i-declare ng lahat ng properties na owned nila. Kasi doon yung basihan kung talagang yung REIT na yon is kumikita siya. Kasi nga, yung REIT is nag-earn sila through real estate, through mostly rentals. Ito, konting background lang. One of the reason why invested sa REIT, Ayala Real Estate Investment Trust, because yung company na pinagtrabahuhan ko ngayon is nagre-renta ng building sa Ayala, sa Cebu. So sabi ko, BPO is isa sa mga company na surviving this time of pandemic. even before pandemic and then pandemic hit, surviving yung BPO. So naisip ko, pag yung mga narentahan ni Ayala, yung nagrerenta ka Ayala is BPO companies, meaning hindi talaga siya malulugi. Every month merong rental na babayad or magi-income si Ayala. You know, may contract yan sila na every year may increase sa rentals. Okay? So, one of the best investment talaga is real estate. So, ngayon, guys, if may plano kayo na mag-invest sa real estate, na for example, bili kayo ng building, hindi kayo mag-invest dito sa investment trust, ha? Bili kayo ng buildings, parintahan nyo. If hindi pa yun enough ang money nyo, better to invest in REIT, real estate investment trust. Because a small amount of shares, owner ka na sang trust, and wala ka ti ginaubraw, wala kang ginagawa, there's no something overhead cost, or nagbabayad ka ng mga repair or samat ganon, si trust na yung bahala, o yung company na may-ari ng REIT na yung bahala para mag-generate ng income. Okay? But before you invest in that trust, you need to investigate, you need to research, you do your own research. And yun nga, na-share ko sa Ayala Real Estate Investment Trust is one of the reason I invested on it because yun nga, nabanggit ko na kanina. Okay. Merong 11 na possible REIT sectors dito sa Philippines. One is residential REIT. So, type of REITs is mga condominiums, apartment, dormitories, house and lots na may mga tenants. So, the REIT can be built and develop these residential properties or purchase existing properties and improve them. Actually, guys, meron akong inatinan, nakalimutan ko yung pangalan, na yung ginagawa nila is nagbabay and sell sila ng mga properties and then nirenovate. And ito yung ginagawa nila. Bumibili sila ng mga residential lot or mga lumang bahay or mga real estate na abandoned na, and then renovate nila, and then kumikita sila ng times 2 or almost 100% yung kita nila. Okay? Pangalawa is office REIT. Ang office REIT, syempre, for example, kami, if meron kang company, nagre-rent ka doon sa office na yon or sa property na yon, so, yun, typical. Industrial REIT, mga warehouses, mga manufacturing, refrigerator, cold storage, hosting facilities, and research and development R&D centers. So, more on industrial. From the name itself, industrial. Retail REIT, yan yung mga shopping malls, yung mga grocery stores, yun. And then, yung healthcare REIT. Yung healthcare REIT, mga hospitals, mga clinic, medical offices, nursing homes. Infrastructure REIT. Infrastructure REIT is properties like cell towers, fiber, cable networks, and energy pipelines. And then, lodging REIT, yung mga lodging, hotel and resort. Yung mga lodging, mga motels, ganon. Self-storage. Okay, facilities, own storage facilities and storage units to the individuals and corporation. So, yun, self-storage meaning owned by individual, storage units to individuals, and storage units to individuals and corporation. Kumbaga, pinarent sa mga individuals. Okay? Data center REIT is mga computer servers. Diba? Kung, for example, sa Pilipinas, na-discover biyang Facebook, tapos si Facebook mag-put up kang data center niya. So, dito niya ibutang ang sa nga building, lahat ng data center nandyan. So, yun, nagre-rent siya. Yun. Okay? Specialty REIT is standard type of property to invest in specialized real estate like casinos, billboard. Nakapunta na kayo ng Hyatt Hotel, so may casino doon. Diba? Maganda doon. Billboard sites and farmlands. Okay? And diversified REIT is combinations of different real estate properties. Okay, how do you profit from investing in REIT? We have 3 kinds of paano ka magkikita sa REIT. Siyempre, buy and sell. So, bibili ka ng mas mababa. For example, ako, if napanood nyo ng video na to, actual income ko nung nagbenta ako ng REIT shares ko. Diba? Panoorin yung video na to para malaman nyo. Yan yung una. So, pangalawa naman is true dividend. So, ang true dividend is 100% guarantee. So, for example, ako, if nakita nyo yung video na to, dividend income, meron tayong dividend income quarterly from REIT. So, depende yan sa shares mo and nagadepende ang dividend sa income kang company. Sa declared income nila. Okay? Okay. So, bababa man yung stocks or yung shares ng value ng shares ng trust or ng REIT, required sila ng bigay ng dividend. Okay? So, 100% guaranteed to earn a share of the income. So, it is required by the Philippine law to distribute annually a total of at least 90% of its distributable income to all shareholders. So, once nga magbili ka ng REIT stocks o REIT stocks, automatic na shareholders ka na ng REIT. Okay? Nagets na? So, that's why wala kang lugi. So, kung gusto mo ng long-term investment, I really suggest na you really invest in stocks or in REIT. Kasi, kung gusto mo na wala kang gagawin, maghantay ka lang ng after 5 years tutubo pera mo. So, dun ka talaga ma-invest sa stocks. But, syempre, there's always a risk and it's not an assurance. Diba? So, you must do your own research. Every now and then, you need to update yourself sa economic status. Yan din yung ginagawa ko. Although, I'm not a trader. Hindi ko ginagawa yung trading everyday. Ang ano ko lang is, may YouTube naman eh. May Facebook naman eh. May TikTok naman eh. Lahat sa social media, nandyan na yung nangyayari. Kung ano nangyari na economy natin. So, from the economy status, dyan mo din ma-connect kung ano yung pwedeng ganap sa isang company or sa isang stocks. Or sa stock market ng Philippines. Diba? So, I really suggest you follow the mga stocks guru like Marvin Germo, Youngpreneurlife Financials. So, kahit hindi mo siya mapanood ngayon, at least yung video na nandyan, pwede mo silang balikan. Kung free time ka, kumakain ka, manonood ka lang, yun yung ginagawa ko parati. At least I keep on updating myself on knowledge about the things that I want to improve. Yung last na topic is how can you invest in REIT? So, kung wala ka pang account in any other broker like me, I have my COL financial account. I really suggest you get one. Either COL or BDO Nomura or BPI. So, mga online broker platforms, if panoorin mo tong video na to, dyan, inidiscuss ko lahat ng mga online and offline broker about sa REIT. So, just like me, every sahod, spare ako ng 1,000 i-deposit ko talaga sa call financial ko. Para, pag more than 8K na siya, pumasok na siya sa 8K roll, doon na, bibili na ako ng stocks. Okay? Okay. You can easily and conveniently buy REIT shares from your local stockbroker. You may find the 131 active stockbrokers in the Philippines. In this list, Philippine Stock Exchange Incorporated, active 3% public traders. Oh, okay. So, yun nga guys, panoorin yung video na to para makita nyo yung mga list ng mga nagtitrade ng real estate investment trust. Okay? So guys, yun lang po about REIT, and thank you so much for watching this video. What's the most important thing when you investing is you really need to know kung ano yung pinapasukan nyo. Kasi wala kayong ibang sisihin kung malugi kayo or mawala yung pera nyo. It's because kayo lang. So wag kayong magpaniwala na yung kaibigan mo naging na ganito, mag-invest ka rin. So you really need to do your own research. And you must know yourself kung anong klaseng investor ka. Are you aggressive, more aggressive, or gusto mo yung safe? Yan. So, yun. There's a lot to learn when you invest, and it's very exciting and it's very self-fulfilling na makita mo yung pinaghirapan mo na meron siyang mararating in the future. There's a lot of things na ma-discover mo on how money works. Okay? Okay. So, that would be all. Thank you so much guys, and thank you so much for watching this video. As I always say, always believe in yourself. And before we end, kindly follow my Instagram account, Youngpreneurlife, and my page, Youngpreneurlife. God is good all the time and all is well. Bye-bye, good night, and God bless. Bye!